What's poppin', family? We're back. Only this time, a little bit different. This is not a music review. This is a discussion. Um, we will be paying attention to the chat and what's on your mind. Let's talk about it. For those of you that have been following the channel since the beginning, you know that was the channel's name in the beginning. It's the whole point. The whole point of the channel was to create a thought-provoking discussion on all things music, right? But the channel took a different turn and became a support medium for independent artists. But lately, I feel like the content has been getting stale. The live streams are always the same, just music reviews, talk about the same stuff all the time. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. There's a lot of stuff going on in music. And I feel like, we should talk about it, with no hate, no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? We don't give a shit if you clown us. We don't care about that. But it's meant to talk about something. It's meant to change the way we think about something, right? So by allowing others to have their opinions and have a voice, we can change the way we think about certain things. So whatever's on your mind, we're going to talk about it. So feel free to comment what's on your mind in the chat, and we will get to talking about it. We got the homie Saint with us. We got the homie Owl with us right now. What's good, Saint?
Good.
We chilling, man. We chilling. I thank you guys for pulling up, man, and being a part of this, man. Y'all my family, and I got nothing but love for y'all, man. And I respect y'all opinions on music. I respect y'all opinions on life and the shit going on. So, it's dope to have y'all be a part of this, man. You know what I mean? It's good, Owl.
Glad to be a part of it, man. For real. I had my entourage back there. They was doing some things, but everything's situated now.
Good.
So
it's all good. Yeah. They more than welcome to come through and say hello to everybody. What was you about to say, Saint?
I said, damn well ain't nobody care about my opinion.
Well, when it comes to the music, I think they don't really appreciate what you got to say. I do, because everybody receives music and receives things differently. So it's dope to hear another unbiased opinion. Rather than just hearing me go, oh, this is dope, family. This is fire. The mix is clean. You know what I'm saying? Saint be out here like, this shit is dumpster juice. Get it the fuck off of here. So that's dope. Hey, Jesse Navarez. Snow gang up in this motherfucker, man.
To add to what you were saying though, Rob, but as someone who creates music, right, or art, they should be welcome to both sides of the spectrum. Right, because you're not going to please everybody. Exactly. There's no way. Not in today's world. It ain't happening. So, from where you're coming from, they need to take that and hone in on the skills of what they're doing, and where Saint's coming from. That lets them know who and where their audience or their fan base should come from.
Exactly.
So it's not all information is good information because you're supposed to learn from it.
Exactly.
Right. What's up?
You don't have to like it though.
Good day out there. I see you, Unc. I see you in the chat.
That's your uncle?
Yeah.
Yo, what's good, Unc? Glad to see you coming through, man. Shit. So the thing is, man, I really want this to be focused on what chat wants to talk about. There will be days where it's going to be something that is important to me, and we'll talk about that. But I really want to hear what's on chat's mind, and we'll talk about life, music, whatever, the state of society, whatever is bothering you, whatever is important to you. Let's talk about it.
Right, because without the chat and the people watching, this will be the point of the channel.
Exactly, man. Y'all make this what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I want that to be the priority of these episodes. So what we're doing here is every Tuesday and Thursday. I know today's Saturday, but I wanted to just kind of try it out and see, if it was interesting to folks. You know what I'm saying?
Version 1.0.
Right. See if folks were wanting to come through and wanting to talk about whatever's on their mind and whatnot. So we're still going to do it every Tuesday and Thursday. I just wanted to see how it was received. So that's why we're trying it out today. And then on Sundays, I'm going to be doing some other content. We're going to have another episode on Sundays where it's a roast compilation. So, I mean, we're adding some new content to the channel, man, and hopefully y'all are rocking with it, man. And you at least come and check it out, man. If it's not for you, it's not for you. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no love lost, ain't no love gained, but you know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
But at the end of the day, it's hashtag we the people.
Facts. What hashtag? Let's talk about it. If you like the content, man, let's use that hashtag. You know what I'm saying? Share the video, or I'll share the live. It's not a video yet, but share the live, man, and use the hashtag. Let's talk about it, man. Let's get that popping, man. You know, it's a movement, baby.
That's it.
And we could talk about whatever y'all want to talk about, man. It could be anything, man, anything. Really don't want to talk too much about politics and too much about racism.
Well, let's talk about politics and racism. Oh, never mind.
We're waiting.
And if you're tuning in to see a train wreck, we're cleaning up our act over here for real. We're getting our shit together, and we're gonna get this thing streamlined and spearheaded in the right direction.
Hey, my man, this is a spokesperson of the channel right now, and you feel me? Because I'll just be like, fuck it.
Well, I mean,
it's whatever.
With that being said, though, Rob, it's easy to say that. I mean, right? It's easy to say fuck it and just drop the ball and get off the court.
Well, that's because it's been becoming a normal thing for us to butt heads and have heated arguments and dealing with the trolls and stuff like that. My fucking phone died twice. I have my ass on back. Welcome back, Snow. Welcome back, man. I'm glad you're here.
But within any unit, a unit could be one individual or a group of folks. There's going to be discord or disagreements, and not everybody's always going to see it eye to eye. But what matters, what I'm trying to say is what matters is that we come back around to each other through discussions and talking about it and figuring out where the problem lies and how to address it and how to solve it versus just letting it lay there and festering and infecting and spreading.
And that's what makes this a family, because the people that watch, they've seen the train wrecks, right, and they've seen us come back, but they don't know they don't know. Yeah, hashtag they don't know what happens behind the scenes. What happens behind the scenes after that train wreck is, four brothers coming together, right, and like, hey, what happened here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why picking up pieces and putting them back together?
Why did they get to that level? You know what I'm saying? And we come to an understanding with each other, and that's, like I said, that's what makes us a family, bro. Because that's what family does. Family have a disagreement. They'll sit down at the dinner table. Can't nobody just sit at the dinner table and eat and not talk, right? So they sit down at the dinner table and then they start to talk about what happened.
And the answer usually to why did this end up getting this way is usually because we're all douchebags.
Yeah, we're all a bunch of dickheads, man. We've lived tough lives, we don't take shit from people, especially our own brothers, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
right,
that it's a word I'm looking for. I was looking for it earlier. It was saying it starts with a B, but I can't think of it. But like camaraderie, that's always going to be there when it comes to brothers, man. There's always going to be that little bit of competition between brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's how you get better, though.
Exactly. You can't get better unless you're being challenged.
And with in regards to what you're speaking to, Rob, true family, it lies in action. It doesn't lie in blood. You know what I mean? Because everybody's got those people in their family that'll cut them to the bone just as quick as a stranger will. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's
So,
a fact.
so this brotherhood that's been established is 4 different perspectives of time on the planet that's got differing amounts of experience. So we can all learn something from each other if we just take the time to listen to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So Snow, I don't know if your phone had died while I was talking about what this is, but it's a discussion, and we're gonna keep the discussion to what chat wants to talk about. So what's important to you, whether it be music, some certain aspect of music, the state of the world, the state of society, you know what I'm saying? Anything, life issues, just, life issues that we all go through, whatever. We're here to just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when we talk about things and allow other people their opinions, we can change the way we think about things, right? So we're not stuck in like this perspective, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a perfect analogy though, Rob, because me and you could argue with each other all day. We can go back and forth, but until I go behind you and see your perspective, right, your point of view, where you're coming from, I'm gonna never see your common ground, or where we could reach each other to the middle.
Exactly.
We're both just talking bullshit to each other.
Hey, it's Snow, and I understand what you're saying, and I believe you're talking like about these chats because you do support. You do support me, and you come through the chats, and a lot of times when you talk, certain people do tend to get at you, and I personally don't like it because you're my friend. I consider you family. You know what I'm saying? Me and T Rev may not always see eye to eye or whatever, but like you've always been good to me. I always try to be good to you, and I don't appreciate like when my people start attacking you. So, and I feel it because I've seen it happen. And but just know that this live, these topic lives, you know what I'm saying, are meant for everybody to be able to have their voice, and for us to talk about issues like this, you know what I'm saying? So do not hesitate to say anything, or speak your mind when we're talking about a topic, or if you have a topic that you want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, do not be afraid to share that. H-Town Days, what's good? I'm listening to fam on the way home from this crazy ass job finally. That's cool, man. It is live
Quit texting and driving.
It is live on YouTube, but this is going to be a podcast. So I didn't know if Owl knew that, but I was just explaining that to Saint. After the video is uploaded, I'm going to download the audio and start uploading these episodes to Spotify. When I do start uploading episodes to Spotify, I hope that the people that fuck with me will share those. I mean, if you listen, you listen. If you don't, you don't. But the most effective way to help me and to help the artists that are featured on the channel is to share the videos. That's the most effective way, man. You know what I mean? That's what LG2 means. Let's get the word out. So yeah, whether you're watching or not, man, whether you're watching or just listening, either way, man, it's just a podcast. So what do y'all want to talk about, man? I see there's 5 of y'all in here now, man. What's important to you? What's on your mind, man? Let's
open table.
Yep, wide open.
It's a wide open table.
I mean, I have things that I want to talk about, but like I said, I want to keep this devoted to what the viewer and the listener wants to talk about.
So don't be shy. Like I said in the beginning, if you're just tuning in, that we are evolving and cleaning up our act and getting, for the lack of a better term, our shit together.
Yeah. Yep. So Corona on y'all's towns. All right. Well, let me
Fuck.
start. Let me start off. Let me start off with some statistical data I've been reading the past couple days. All right. So we already know that corona is only like a percentage of a percent more deadly than the flu, right? Only like actually only like 65,000 Americans have actually died from coronavirus. A million have been affected, but only 65,000. So less than 100,000 of a 380 million people in the country. Only 65,000 of them have actually died. So it's like less than 1%, right? So it's not really much more deadly than the flu, right? We don't have a flu vaccine. We have a flu shot. We have a booster for the flu that so people that have compromised immune systems can build antibodies to help fight the flu if they do end up getting it, right? I've never had a flu shot. I've never had the flu, right? So corona is just a tiny, tiny, tiny percent more deadly than the flu. So they're pushing this vaccine on us. Now, when they call something a vaccine, we automatically think this is a cure for that. Look, we had a polio vaccine, we have a chickenpox vaccine, we have a measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine. Once you have the boosters required for those, you won't get those diseases. That's why we haven't seen polio since the early 80s, right? It's gone. Like it's gone. That's what a vaccine does. It fucking gets rid of it, right? This vaccine doesn't even, it's literally 0.01% more effective at preventing corona than not getting it. So for me to think about those numbers and how it's not really affecting us the way that they're making us think it is, what is the reason to push this vaccine? What is the reason that they want to go around knocking on people's doors and talking you into getting it?
This shit could get you in trouble too, but fuck it. I feel like it's to scare us more, to try to make us to purchase, do shit more hastier and in a hurry than normal we would without it.
Well, who asked the question first? I mean, because I can't see the chat.
H-Town.
H-Town.
H-Town
Well, thank you for participating in the topic first. Secondly, that's a great question. And, to add to Rob and Saint's views, if you live in America, you live in a richer country. So our healthcare systems are a little bit better than some of the poorer nations. So here, our statistics are going to be better because we're relatively more healthy.
And we're more equipped.
But more equipped, thank you. Now, as far as these different countries and how it's affecting their people there, you'd have to do your own research. But for my town where I live, it's pretty nasty.
So
I live in the middle of Oklahoma.
So what are the numbers like from say the past month? Like what are the infection rates like?
Okay, at the hospital that I work in, we went from there's been a 480% increase in patients. So we have no beds, and we are actually retrofitting different parts of the hospital to accommodate new admit patients.
Okay.
And different people. I mean, different people take it differently, just like anything. Your body, your anatomy, your genetic information that's already stored inside you is going to handle different diseases and illnesses differently than somebody else. Because I've seen people come in without violating any HIPAA. So I'm not going to say any names or anything, but 100% epitome of health, and this shit has wrecked them. I mean, they can't walk 20 feet without being out of breath. And these are like, athletes.
Now, to add to the question, like, how many of those new patients have had the vaccine or had any of the doses of the vaccine?
Okay, I can't speak in respect to the patients without violating HIPAA laws or HIPAA deals. But
I'm just
the
saying,
nurses,
like, is there
okay,
a
well,
percentage of those?
I can answer your question. Okay, we got 15 nurses out. 10 of them didn't have the vaccine, and 5 of them did. Were fully vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccine.
Okay.
And I believe it was the variant that got them, not the first form or the third form of this corona shit.
So that's another thing I was gonna say. Like, so even when you do get the vaccine, you're still able to get
Susceptible, yes.
yeah, you're still able to get corona and spread it.
It's like the common cold. You know what I mean? It keeps evolving every year. That's why the common cold never dies, because it's in constant state of evolution.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
And that's the natural state of everything, like
Right.
life, you know.
Right.
We have to evolve in order to fight off certain different variants of the cold.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you can get a cold and it really puts you down, you know, for weeks on end. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much what corona does, except like it affects your respiratory system. Right? In my town, how it's affecting my town, it's not at all. They don't, there's no places that make you wear a mask anymore. They're not trying to push the vaccine on anyone. They recommend it. They're recommending it. They recommend you wear masks. I mean, those are just precautions. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for a person like me, like for anybody for that matter, when it comes to something like this vaccine that really isn't proven and the numbers are very low on how effective it is, right? It's up to the person, each individual, to figure out what's best for them. You know
It's
what I'm
just like
saying?
putting on a seatbelt or not.
Exactly. Just hoping and praying everybody good through this BS for real. Yeah, I mean, I don't wish this shit on anyone.
No.
But I also think there's something else going around too, to be honest, because I keep taking rapid tests and passing them, not having COVID, but I'm sick as shit. Can't breathe and getting tired fast as hell. Well, see, that's another thing with the Delta variant. You don't show symptoms. Like,
The proteins of the virus have changed. So the tests that they have are for the original 2 waves that came. So this is the 3rd wave of the virus.
Right. So you're not going to test. You're not going to test with the new variant with the old test. Right. So you could possibly have the Delta variant, and with that variant, like I say, well, you say you're showing symptoms, so that's a little bit different. If you get the vaccine and then you get the Delta variant, you don't show symptoms, and you can spread it while you think you're not sick. They're literally calling people with the vaccine super spreaders, but they still want us to get the vaccine. This is where I'm confused. They're still pushing the vaccine, like New York State. They want to walk around knocking on people's doors and literally persuading you to get the vaccine. But when you get it, there's a high chance you can still get Delta and not show symptoms and be spreading it to others, not knowing you're sick.
I did see something that, you know, to add to what you were saying about New York State, that if you want to eat indoors or in a public restaurant, that you have to show at least one, that you've had at least one shot, or on your vaccination card that you've got at least one of the offered vaccines to be able to eat indoors.
No, it's not that there's not a test for it. It's just this test we have is testing for, like he was saying, for proteins that showed up in the first variation of it, and it's not specific for Delta. So a lot of times you'll take that test, you might have Delta, but it ain't gonna show in that test. So
who's speaking now? Because I can't see the chat.
Athena, she's asked.
Oh,
there
Athena.
There ain't no test for Delta. Yeah, that's Snow White. I call her Snow.
Yeah, that's fine. Now I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, I mean, I do it too. I hope you get better quick, man. You know what I mean? And I hope and pray that it isn't COVID. You know what I mean?
And you know what's crazy is my father-in-law. his wife, she got it, and they live together, right? Sharing the same bed and everything.
Right.
And hers is a vascular form of it, I guess, and so it attacked her body's ability to flow blood to parts of her, her anatomy.
Right.
So she is now they cut her legs off below the knees because she lost circulation to her feet.
Wow.
And him living with her, I mean, he never caught the virus or anything.
Man, that's crazy.
So I mean, it's just like it's different things are going to affect you differently from other people, because we're all individuals.
So my thing is, like, you have to evaluate the situation. You have to look at facts. And they got to be reputable sources where you're getting your facts from. Like, don't get facts from Fox and MSNBC. Do some actual research, read a lot of stuff, and figure out for yourself, is this the best thing for me? Right. I can't tell you to not wear a mask or wear a mask because I don't wear a mask or I'm wearing a mask. I don't wear a mask because I know that from the time I was born, I've been preparing for death. I could walk outside and try to cross the street tonight and get ran over by a car. Right. And there's more chance of me getting run over by that car than there is of me catching Delta or Corona. Right. So for me, I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do it. If the people around me want to wear their mask, they want to get that vaccine, I'm not going to tell them they're wrong for that. They feel that's the best thing for them, So it's up to the individual. It's not up to our government. It's not up to the CDC to tell us we have to do this. It's up to us to figure it out for ourselves. Look at the facts, analyze the data, and is it the best thing for you to get the vaccine?
Right.
If you feel like it's the best thing for you to get the vaccine, then that's the best thing for you.
Right, because your peace of mind for yourself is priceless.
Suzette Berlinski. Athena said, I always wear one, but I still got sick. Well, because your eyes are still open.
Not only that, but anything you touch, what's up? Trying to say something, Saint? Saint, you trying to talk to me, Saint?
I don't think he can hear us.
Oh. You don't think about how much you touch everyday objects, and then you touch your phone, and then nobody wipes their phone down, right. And then so as much as you're touching your phone, and you think you're in the safety of your own home, you just brought that in with you on a device that everybody's using. Right.
Plus, if you walk by somebody that your eyes are open, and the fastest way for you to catch any infection or virus is through the mucous membrane, so through your nose and through your eyes.
And our masks don't ears either.
Right. And that's a direct link right to your brain.
So I got a question.
Hold on 1 second. We got somebody in the chat.
Okay.
Suzette Berlinski says, WHO says that 1.8 billion people are infected with TB, an airborne transmissible respiratory disease. 10 million ill and 1.5 million died in 2019. Yet we don't wear masks for TB.
Right.
And this is why, like, when people get arrested, right in booking, right at the booking process, you get a TB test.
Skin test.
Yeah. Because honestly, TB is the biggest respiratory killer. It's been since they found it in like the late 60s, since they found out what it was. It's usually
that's what got Doc Holliday.
Right. It's usually a chemically induced form of pneumonia. And that's what TB is, tuberculosis. It's usually a chemically induced form of pneumonia, but once you have it, you can transmit it to others. You know what I'm saying? My stepfather had TB back in the 90s. He does body work and stuff on cars like that, right? And there's stuff in like the Bondo and in the paint that causes cancers and stuff like that. And whatever he was breathing in, he wasn't wearing his
respirator.
His respirator. I was going to say they're not masks, they're respirators. He wasn't wearing that a lot of times when he was doing the body work and stuff on the cars. And he contracted a chemically induced pneumonia, which is tuberculosis, and he almost died.
Irritants in the lung.
Yeah. So, it's so easy to spread TB. You know what I'm saying? So easy. And there's no precaution for it. There's no vaccine. There's no, hey, you got to wear a mask, man. TB's running rampant and killing billions of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? There's none of that going on. But this corona, that in America, I don't know about other countries, but in America, it's like 65,000 people have actually died out of the million that have been infected. And there's 380 million people in our country, right? So think about the percentage of people that are really getting infected and dying. It's like, it's less than 1% of the for the infection rate, and it's way less than that for the death rate.
Well, that and then to add to that, it falls on demographics. You know, if you're in a poor neighborhood where healthcare is not as available, you know, to certain people, you're going to have to suffer through it because you don't have the coin to go to the hospital. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, like in my family, there, you know, in our households, it's multi-generational. You know what I mean? There's you know, a grandmother, a grandfather, or a mother who lives, you know, who's helping support someone else who's on hard times.
So Suzette, it seems like you're pretty knowledgeable on these things. What's your take on the push for us to wear masks and the push for us to have these vaccinations? Why do you think that they're scaring us into doing this when there's so many other things out there that are so much more dangerous that they don't make us protect ourselves against? She said fucking Chicago. You said poor neighborhoods and shit. Snow said fucking Chicago. Snow, where are you from in Chicago? You from the south side, the west side? Where are you from?
Quad City.
I appreciate you coming through with that information, Suzette. I mean,
thank you for participating.
She said, "Why do rapists rape?"
Right.
I wouldn't really want to use that analogy for the question I asked you, because actually there is reasons that rapists rape. You know what I mean? There's something wrong with them. They're trying to either fulfill.
Who said that?
Suzette. They're either trying to fulfill a sexual desire, or they're trying to let me read this. Like revenge or avenge something that happened to them. You know what I'm saying? West suburbs. Okay. Oh, she said, but I live in Indiana now.
Poor people hoard, rich people stockpile. Poor people are junkies, and what?
Need to be locked up. Rich people are chemically dependent and need treatment. No, I don't. Poor people hoard, rich people stockpile. Poor people are junkies and need to be locked up. I'm poor.
I'm poor.
Well, I'm not a junkie. I don't think I should be locked up because I'm poor. Rich people are chemically dependent and need treatment. I don't think every rich person is chemically dependent either. They wouldn't be rich because you don't get rich by spending your money. I don't really like this take too much, but I appreciate you participating in this discussion.
And you know, to add to that, a lot of homeless people suffer from a form of mental illness, and I think it's 75% of American households are one missed paycheck away from actually being on the street.
That's exactly it. I mean, we talked about this before in a different.
You know what I mean? Right.
The working man, the 9-to-5 working man is literally one paycheck away from being homeless. One missed paycheck away from being homeless. Excuse me.
Right. And
like that comment.
I'm not sure what point you're trying to make.
The sarcasm didn't make a point at all.
No, there's not. I mean, because I was saying, why do you think, being that the numbers and the death rates and the infection rates are really actually so low, why do you think that they are pushing these things on us, like trying to force us to mask up, trying to force us to vaccinate? They don't even force us to vaccinate against chickenpox and polio and stuff like that.
Well, fear is a tool for control, though. You know what I'm saying?
Make the money flow.
Well, that's what I was trying to see if if
that's
think
my
way.
take on the topic of the discussion table. That's from my chair. You know what I mean, but my opinion is not someone else's.
Right. What I feel is going on here is we already know since the mid '90s they've been talking about how our world is overpopulated.
Right.
I feel like this is a sort of population control. Because because if only certain demographics of people are even dying from it, right?
Right.
They kind of know. They kind of have. There's a target, right? They know who's dying and who's not. Take Japan for example. How overpopulated Japan is. You have literally 30 to 40 people living in one apartment. There's literally hundreds of apartments in skyscrapers. They have to build upwards because they can't build out. There's no land left.
They've occupied the whole island.
Take what's going on in the mountain here, for example. There's so much of this mountain that is not populated yet, but there is housing developments and apartment complexes and that popping up all over this mountain.
Land is the one thing that they're not making more of.
And we can't. There's only so much of it.
Right.
So I feel like this could be not saying it's a fact. This is just my opinion, but like I think that that part of the agenda is population control.
So it's a form of sterilization.
No, I don't think it's I'm not sure if there's been any studies on it, whether or not it sterilizes you, but it's killing a certain demographic of people.
Well, the only reason I say that is there's a younger percentage of males who've contracted COVID and they have what's called a COVID erectile dysfunction because it's affected the vascular form to get an erection.
So that decreases the blood flow to that area
to your sex member.
Right.
Kind of fucking go ahead.
She said the vaccine has been shown to cause serious reactions, including convulsions, anaphylactic allergic reactions, serum sickness like reactions, and death. Pediatrics, 1987.
But that's like medicine. Vaccines possible.
They didn't have this vaccine in 1987, but because it just came out this year.
Well, I mean, to add to her point, if you look at any medication that's offered on the market, one week it's curing everything, right? And then the next week you hear this quiet commercial. If you've taken this medication, you've suffered from X,
you could become part of a class action lawsuit.
Right.
Thing was when Cat Williams said that shit about that. He's like, why the side effect got to be worse than the motherfucking thing I'm trying to cure?
Right. I got a headache, so I'm gonna take this pill, but it's gonna affect my liver. It's gonna give me a skin lesion. It's gonna cause all this other shit. Well, fuck, I just rather deal with the headache.
Suzette is right though. I mean, it has been shown to cause those reactions. People actually have died after getting the shot. Not even from COVID, died from the adverse side effect of the
medicines, though, Rob.
Of the vaccine. I understand that, but why? But those are medicines. Like, why would you push a vaccine that literally, has ingredients in it that a lot of people are fucking allergic to?
They do that a lot.
Listen. The polio vaccine. We ain't allergic to the chickenpox vaccine. Motherfuckers can get the chickenpox vaccine and not die.
You don't think there's nobody who could die from it?
No, like I'm sure people have, but like, come on, man. It wouldn't be still a thing if it was killing a whole bunch of motherfuckers.
It's the safest. It's the safest version of a vaccine that can be passed on to the general public without being lethal dose. You know what I mean?
Horse is getting too damn scientific for me over here.
So she just cited another doctor. Not sure if he's a virologist or whatever, but Paul Frame, MD, Journal of Family Practice. There is insufficient evidence to support routine vaccination of healthy persons of any age. Well, that's because it literally just hit the market. They, like I was saying before, we don't have enough time to evaluate this enough. You know what I mean? There wasn't enough time. They haven't tested enough people.
Right, and then the whole global scientific community was working on a vaccine, not just the United States. The whole fucking world was.
Right.
That's why it came so fast. That's just my opinion. I mean,
yeah, and I mean, and all data was gathered and analyzed together. So, but still, for me, I don't feel like it was even enough time to have a study on enough people to actually say like that this is a safe thing for everyone.
I just think somebody started a fire and it got out of control faster than they thought it would.
Well, yeah, I mean, some people argue that it's definitely a man-made fucking virus that they were testing in Wuhan, and it got out. Like it accidentally got out. I don't believe that the initial outbreak was
planned,
part of any agenda.
Right.
But they're using this
right
to support an agenda.
Right. Thank you.
I don't think anybody there's evil people in this world, man. There really is.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think anybody really wants to kill the whole world. You want to be the only person on this motherfucker?
Lonely existence.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like the outbreak was planned. That wasn't planned. They were definitely probably testing. I said definitely probably. That doesn't make any sense. They were probably testing it, and it got out somehow. They didn't know how to get it under control. They tried to keep it under wraps while they tried to figure out how to get it under control, and it just fucking spread like the California wildfires. The incidence of asthma has been found to be 5 times more common in vaccinated children. There's an asthma vaccine? I have asthma. I've had asthma since I was a kid. I didn't know there was a vaccine for asthma. But okay. The producers of these vaccines know that they are worthless, but they go on selling them anyway. Dr. J. Anthony Morris, formerly Chief Vaccine Control Officer at the FDA. You ever heard of an asthma vax?
I don't think that's what they're saying. They're saying that Corona has something to do with more kids dying.
This was in 94. This person said this. The incidence of asthma has been found to be 5 times more common in vaccinated. Oh, so the vaccines that the children were getting, like the chickenpox vaccine, the polio vaccine, the measles, mumps, and rubella. So the incidence of asthma in children that had those vaccines was 5 times more common. I never heard that, but that actually kind of makes sense, man. Just, like everybody has asthma, dude. Like there's the percentage of people with asthma is way larger than the percentage of people that don't have asthma. So I kind of believe that, but that was said in 94. A total population of 250 to 300 million people, a 95% decline from present levels would be ideal. Ted Turner of CNN, as quoted in the.
You called all the real anti-vaxxers for sure.
Yo, that's crazy. So I don't know when, 696. So June of 96, I think that's what that means. 696. This person said that we were too overpopulated, and a 95% decline would be ideal. So we've been talking about population control for 2 decades. Now all of a sudden, in other parts of the world, it's worse. But all of a sudden, like we got this thing that's killing a lot of people.
A lot of people really fast.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely. I mean, I'm not trying to like be a conspiracy theorist
I
here
was
or
just about to
whatever.
say that this is not a conspiracy theory channel.
Right. But I do strongly believe that the agenda being supported with this corona outbreak is population control. And that's just, I mean, I've been saying it for
So
the past year.
so this is the lesser evil of all out world war.
I mean, that's what it looks like. You
I
know?
mean, I'm not trying to be like
No, that's what that's
a
really what it
cynic
looks like.
or anything. You know what I'm saying?
That's really what it looks like.
That's just my
Dude,
my
the world
perspective.
right now, dude, like our country can't afford to supply another war, right? The world is not in the economic at an economic level to be able to support an entire world war. You know what I mean? So
Right.
this is a cheaper way of doing it, in my opinion.
Okay. That's why I was just seeing if anyone else had that thought.
So it's always been a thought, like, but I never looked at it like the lesser of two evils. You know what I mean? Just like trying to avoid like, but you're right. It's that's what it seems like, the lesser of two evils. It just seems a lot easier than producing the weapons and the manpower for the whole fucking world to fight each other. Plus, we don't want to launch nukes, but you know damn well that if we start fighting with people, all countries have them now. Everybody's just gonna start shooting each other, dude. You know what I mean? I don't think the world would survive it.
Right. And instead of dropping an atom bomb on each other, why don't we weaponize love?
Right? That's too easy. That's too easy. That's why that's why that's why they spend so much energy to make us hate each other.
Hate each other, right?
You know, in order to stabilize world population, it is necessary to eliminate 350,000 people a day. It's a horrible thing to say, but it's just as bad as not to say it. That was a quote from Jacques Cousteau.
Well, I think the actual rate in India of transmission a day was, I think, averaged out at around 350,000, somewhere in that number. But there's like a billion people over there.
Yeah, that's the infection rate.
Right. That's not the mortality rate.
Right. I'm not sure what the mortality rate is there.
And it was H-Town Days that sent us down this rabbit hole.
Well, yeah, he's the one that
he initiated the conversation.
He said, "How about Corona in y'all towns?" So, how is Corona affecting our towns? Like you were saying, your town is bad. There's no hospital beds and whatnot. Here, it's not a thing. It's not a thing here.
Them bugs are out there, huh? Oh, God damn.
King of Hearts.
Yeah, man. I know. I'm gonna mute it.
King of Hearts, man. Thank you for pulling up. He said it's more work to do it with love. They don't want to put in that work. Exactly. That's why they're spending so much energy to make us hate each other. They'll allow these movements, and you know what I'm saying? I'm home now, still listening. Dope. Suzette saying Lincoln on slavery. I have no purpose, directly or indirectly, to interfere with the institution of slavery. But he did interfere with it. He did. He didn't really have a purpose to. It wouldn't do anything for him. He wouldn't benefit from it at all. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But he did interfere with it. That's why we don't have slavery anymore. You know?
13th Amendment.
About to grub and roll one. Hey, H-Town, man, you ain't gotta brag about always rolling one, bro. You know,
Hit it for me.
because I'm so far away from the dispensary, it's still illegal out here. I had to go and answer some questions for the police the other day, and so I had to come in and get dressed. Like I wasn't dressed. I only had shorts and no shoes, no shirt and whatnot. So I was like, "Can I go get dressed?" Like I just woke up. I want to drink my coffee and get dressed. So they followed me into my room and they seen the pipe on my computer, and they were like, "Oh, that's paraphernalia. That's illegal." And I'm like, "Man, I wasn't hiding nothing from y'all, man. Y'all better not charge me with that."
That's a flower vase. That's a lamp stand. You hear me? That's a piece of art.
He said, "Man, y'all messed up, man. Y'all messed up." But so, all right. So let me introduce another topic, man, because this one's
Right.
good. This one's like going on, and there really isn't. I mean, I just wanted to kind of find out, like, well, H-Town wanted to find out how it's affecting our town.
Okay, so
Saint never told us how it's affecting his town. Let's just hear from Saint real quick.
Honestly, I don't really know too much about it. I'm not a news type of guy. I just
Okay, so let me rephrase the question, man. Is there like are they still making people wear masks in places? Is there a lot of people still walking around with masks on?
No, it's encouraged, but it's not mandatory or required anymore. It's kids are back in school and everything. It's not. I don't know. It's not as bad as it was before. Like it's not homeschool and mandatory masks. We have all the clubs are open. Everybody's still partying, and it's like I don't know. It seems like it's not here, but it is. You know.
I mean, it's here. Like I was saying, it's here, but it's not a thing.
Yeah.
You know. All right. Well, I mean, so certain parts of the country are still affected differently by it. Like
hot spots, we'll call them.
Right. Like so, like you were saying, Owl, like certain demographics, like the poorer cities and the poorer states, that have less access to healthcare, less hospitals. You know, it's going to be still affecting them more than other parts of the country. Like this state is a rich state, dude. It's literally run by the Mormon church. They build temples that cost $1 million every day. You know what I'm saying? There's literally in this town, there's the main temple, and then every neighborhood has at least 2 temples, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we live in I live in a Bible Belt basically, and you can't pass a block without there being a church or a bank.
Right. So, but there's still places there that are really, really poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. This state doesn't really have too many super poor places. This city, I would probably say, is one of the poorer places because there's homelessness here. There's a big drug problem here. There's a big meth epidemic here. You know what I'm saying? So this would be considered one of the poorer places, but it's still a rich place. There's money here, you know?
Well, that's just kind of drugs and money go hand in hand.
Well, yeah, you're right. So where y'all live at? I'm in Cedar City, Utah.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Where you from, Saint?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Well, we already know that motherfucker poor as shit. That bitch poor as shit. But obviously, it's not affecting Albuquerque the way it's affecting Oklahoma City.
We can't shut down. It'll break us.
Right. Well, that's like New York, dude. Like I feel like New York might collapse behind this. You know. How is it near y'all, this COVID shit? That's what we was talking about. Like, it's not affecting this city. Owl said in his city, the daily infection rate is so high. There's no hospital beds. They're remodeling and parts of the hospital to try to accommodate the higher daily numbers. So. Jesse says, "Smoke one."
Smoke what?
What's this fool talk about, man? Yo, man, calm down, man. You know, You're making me feel bad. So, all right. So let's get off this.
Yeah. How
Let's
about
get
we
off
limit
this topic.
the conversation for a question to no more than 10 minutes, or we'll evolve and go from this. Like, everybody who's just tuning in, or if you've been here, this is version 1.0 of the new features that the channel is going to be offering.
Right. So we don't. I mean, so we're winging it right now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But it's actually I like the way it's going. I like the vibes. Hopefully this takes off and we get more people. As we do these episodes, we get more people and get more topics to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I kind of wanted to ask y'all what y'all think about some parts of the country legalizing recreational drugs and some parts of the country not.
Is that to the co-hosts or to the chat?
To chat, to you. I mean,
Recreational drugs. Define this for me.
weed.
Okay.
It's really the only recreational drug I feel like they're legalizing.
I think that it would. I think that it would benefit a lot of individuals, and it would definitely free up a lot of jail space.
No, King of Hearts. I feel like it is real, and
That looks
it
a lot
is
of money,
killing. It
right?
is killing people, but
Right.
it's not as deadly as they say it is. And they're using the fear to support an agenda. That's what I think. But I appreciate that question because nobody had asked that yet. But yeah, I really wanted to kind of, after they said talking about they rolling one, because I know where they from, it's legal. Where I'm at right now, it's not legal. It was legalized, but the Mormon Church blocked the law.
Yeah, because the church and the state are separate.
Well,
Supposedly.
right. Well, not this state. The church
Right. Well, if
the church runs this state.
right, I was going to say if there's a church official who's employed by certain agencies that are operated within the state, then it's not going to pass a vote.
No, it's definitely real, guys. It's definitely real.
I was
And
about to say.
like I was saying in the beginning, man, just to end this topic off a little bit, it should be up to each individual to do the research, analyze the data, and figure out what's best for them. I'm not going to tell you should go and get yourself a box of masks and make sure you have your mask on all the fucking time. Because guess what? You got a mask on, but your eyes are still open. The fastest way to catch an infection is through your fucking eyes. So I'm not going to tell you to go and wear a mask because to me a mask is fucking pointless. But I'm not going to tell you you should or you shouldn't. I'm also not going to tell you should get the vaccine or you shouldn't. But I'm going to give you some facts on the vaccine and let you do your own research and figure out what's best for you. And then if you decide to get the vaccine, here's my thing. You did what was best for you and your family. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't, that's what you thought was best for you. Me, I know damn well I can walk outside today, try to go across the street and get ran over by a fucking truck and die. Since the day I was born, I've been preparing for death. So this whole COVID thing, now that I know that the death rate is really, really small, right? I'm not afraid of it. I've never had the flu and I've never been vaccinated I've never had the flu shot. You know what I'm saying? So
¿Cómo hablas, niño?
for me, it's just like what's best for me is to let y'all do what's best for you. Now I know it's something out there, just not what they claim. I feel it's some shit that only comes when it mixed. Like, what if the shit we eating like fast food or whatever? Well, here's a good example of what King of Hearts is saying. We're born with things in us, bacterias in us, and it takes something to trigger those bacterias to come to life and become active inside of us, right? So, like meningococcal meningitis, one of my I would consider him a nephew, even though I didn't know him. I didn't know him when he died. But so my nephew's brother was playing with my stepson when they were babies and playing in the yard. There was something in the dirt. They were just playing in dirt, making mud pies. Next thing you know, like one of them was bleeding out of their nose, and the other one was coughing, and they were really sick and pale and stuff. They took them to the hospital. The hospital couldn't figure out what's wrong with them. They gave them both spinal taps to test their spinal fluid. They both tested positive for meningococcal meningitis. There was something in the dirt that triggered a bacteria inside them that caused meningococcal meningitis. BC died from it. Jacob lived. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. You know, we have these things inside of us, and it just takes something like touching something or breathing something in to trigger the bacteria to activate inside of us. Our boys can fight things off if we was eating what we really need to be, not the bullshit they telling us and trying to have us think we need meds and can't live without it. We really don't need meds. We just need to eat and drink right. We need to treat our bodies right.
Well, to touch on that topic, my grandmother always says food should be your medicine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. So here's a suggestion that and I even looked it up. I heard a rapper. So Styles P has a video up where he talks about, he was asking questions on his Instagram live about the coronavirus and about the vaccine, because he didn't really know and he didn't really understand it, and people were calling him stupid and dumb for it. And he's like, why am I stupid and dumb? Because I don't understand something? I thought if you didn't understand something, you ask a question, that doesn't make you stupid. You know, what he was saying is the reason he was confused is because it's not effective, right? So he did research, and the numbers show that it's not much. It's 0.01% more effective at preventing corona than not getting the vaccination. What is even more effective than the vaccination is just keeping a steady alkaline diet. So if you eat fruits and vegetables that contain alkaline, zinc. And zinc, it doesn't have to be high levels of it. You know, like bananas and potatoes, greens. You know, things that have alkaline in them, and you know, stuff that grows out of the ground. So if you keep a steady alkaline diet, you're preventing corona more effective than the vaccine would. So literally, just your diet change. Like, stop eating fast food. And fast food's got things in it that compromises your immune system. It can cause cancer. You know what I'm saying? So you stop eating the junk and start eating healthier. You know, you can eat red meat. You can eat red meat as long as you're eating potatoes and lettuce and other greens with it. You know what I'm saying? And you eat fruit every day. You know, like eat a banana every day, some strawberries. You know what I'm saying? That is better for you than any vaccination for anything. Drink water. When we drink sugary fluids, we compromise our immune system. You know, so the sodas, the Kool-Aids, the alcohol, you know, stuff like that. Trade it in for water. It's better for you anyway. Our bodies are made up 75% water, right? Or 78% water, right?
That's why it's called crowd surfing.
Right? So when we sweat, we're sweating out that water, those electrolytes and all that. You know what I'm saying? So our body's losing that water content. You need to be replacing it. That's why they tell you to drink 6 glasses of water a day, right? Not only because you're sweating out water and salt and stuff, but because water is the healthiest thing for you to drink. There's no sugar in it. You know what I mean? A lot of places do have high levels of chlorine and fluoride in their water, which fluoride can cause brain damage in kids. You know what I'm saying? But like if you were to drink natural spring water with minerals, like Smart Water. Smart Water is probably the best bottled water you can buy. I'm a roll up, LOL. Man, water like giving your body gas helps it run better. Definitely does. Right. And it helps you get rid of the toxins easier too. So it helps you to pee better and to take a dump better. You know. So
evacuation of waste.
Exactly. So, by drinking water, you're not only replacing the water and the minerals that you're losing by sweating, but you're also flushing toxins out of your system at a faster rate than if you were drinking Mountain Dew or Pepsi all day. I drink a lot of coffee. I drink a lot of Powerade. Even the Powerade, it's got sugar in it. You know, Gatorade's got sugar in it. It's not exactly healthy for you. Not healthier than water.
1 hour, one topic.
Wow, 1 hour, one topic, huh? Well, these are there's a cutoff on these. It's 2 hours. So I mean, if you guys,
And the chat, y'all's in control. So we will circle back around to questions that are asked. Like like Rob said, we're freestyling this thing. This wasn't a planned deal. We just threw it together, and we're seeing how it does.
let's talk about bitches and how they lie.
Everybody lies.
Well, we can talk about that. You might know why? Because there is something going on that kind of revolves around that question. Cuomo. Anybody know what's going on with Cuomo?
I don't know what that means.
He's about to be impeached from government.
Governor. He stepped down. He's the governor of he's the governor of New York. So he's been being accused lately of groping and sexual harassment.
Gross misconduct.
Yeah. And now when he first came into office, it was during the Me Too movement, right? And he said we should believe the girls. We should believe the women. They're not just going to be telling these stories for no reason. Right? So here's one thing, man. So he comes out after the allegations come forth, and he says they're lying. They're lying. Investigate them. I'm not resigning. Like everybody's telling him to resign. Biden told him to resign. And here's my thing too. How can Biden tell Cuomo to resign for groping and stuff like that when we've been watching Biden grope females in public?
This portion, I can't say shit about this.
We've been watching this dude grope females in public for a few decades. He's a career politician, so he's been in the public eye for a long time. You've all seen the clips of the girls pulling away and him pulling them in, touching them, smelling them. To me, that's sexual harassment. That's gross misconduct. But
maybe he told him to resign because he didn't want the cat out of the bag and let everybody in trouble. So sacrifice the one for the benefit of the many.
Here's my thing. I'm not sure whether or not to believe the women because the past decade has been full of women trying to take down politicians by saying that there's been some type of sexual harassment or rape or whatever, right? And there's been a lot of them that have been found to be complete lies. Whether it be for money or to ruin somebody's life, who knows? But there's evil people out here that make these allegations. And the fact that at first Cuomo was like, I'm not going to resign. I didn't do anything wrong. He did step down. I'm not sure why he stepped down. I haven't been paying attention to it the past couple of days. I'm not sure why he stepped down, but I tend to believe him because of the fact that he was standing his ground. But I tend to not believe him because he also, when he first came in office during the Me Too movement, was like, we have to believe them. Like, we should not just throw it out like, they gotta be lying. We gotta believe them.
He's basically what you're saying is he's contradicting himself.
Exactly. So, I mean, until there's like some solid proof, I don't know whether to believe him or not. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be some type of physical evidence or whatever. But there's a lot of allegations. So I don't know. Do females lie to ruin people's lives or to gain some monetary benefit or whatever? Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like they do. And it's becoming more and more. It's like it's a trend.
Well, you can't just put that on females either because there's some jealous ass hater little guys out there who will definitely lie and scheme and worm around to try to take what you got going down.
Yeah, like Owl.
You exactly right.
That guy right there.
I don't know what the fuck this ain't talking about. But you right. Bro. Let me explain what clout means. Clout does not mean what social media has adapted it to mean. Clout, the only definition of clout is a striking, powerful blow, like a hit. So all right, so in the streets, when someone says they have clout, that means they have enough power in the street to put a hit on someone, right? But clout is that, just that. It's a fucking verb. It means a powerful striking blow. It's not something. It's not some popularity thing. You know, it's definitely not what social media uses it like. So it's not for clout. It's either. So there's a bunch of different reasons why someone would try and ruin somebody's life. Revenge, like they went through something traumatic. Whatever, this person may have put them through something traumatic, so there's a revenge factor, right? There's the monetary gain, right? Because when you accuse somebody, what naturally happens? They try to shush you, right? Especially these politicians.
Or occupational events. You got the position that they want, so in order to get to the part of the ladder that you're on,
they use you as a rung on the ladder,
right?
So there's a bunch of different reasons why people would do that. You know what I mean? But I feel like for the most part, I would say probably 80% of allegations are true. And there's that small percentage of people, not just females, but males too, that will make those allegations to either ruin somebody's life, some monetary gain, or some occupational gain. And then there's always the other part, the revenge factor. Like, so people suffer sometimes growing up. They have rough childhoods. And that's, I was talking about, like, when the girl said something about why do rapists rape. They suffered something traumatic. This is one reason. They suffered something traumatic. Somebody was doing that to them, you know, hurting them. And the only way that they can feel better or some type of closure is by hurting someone else. So that's another reason why somebody would make those allegations. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the power of pussy. You guys do this shit. You guys do this shit too, like birds. What the fuck does that say? And that's not the power of pussy. Watson. He said he felt it was a trick to get people off the COVID, and he didn't want that, so he decided to leave to not distract from the matter at hand. It looks like they cut homie out because he wasn't playing ball. Well, nobody likes him. Nobody in the government likes him. You know, he is definitely that motherfucker that they're like, yo, we got to get rid of this dude. He's a fucking problem. His dad was a problem. His brother's a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they don't want him in office. It could be a political setup. Here, we'll pay. Like, there could be a guy on the sidelines, like, getting a hold of these women or whatever that had some type of interaction with Cuomo in the past, and like, I'll give you this amount of money or
Clinton and the dress, you know.
Yeah.
Like if there where's concrete evidence.
Right.
Right.
That's not the power of pussy. Yeah, guys do the shit too, like birds. Oh, that's what he's saying. Yeah, guys do the shit too. Like, I didn't understand what.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I agree with homie that, you know, I couldn't read I can't see who said that, but that's why I didn't want to marginalize or stereotypicalize, you know, the ladies. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's keep the playing field even, because it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, once we started talking about ladies, man, the chat disappeared. The head's like, see you later. We don't want nothing to do with it.
Right.
You know. But yeah, man, I feel like everybody lies, bro. Everybody lies, and there's different reasons for it, man. You know what I mean? One, to stay out of trouble. Two, to fucking gain something. You know what I mean? As just to kind of sum it up without going too deep into it. Watson. What's that mean, Days? Watson. He hashtag Watson.
Like Sherlock Holmes Watson, or
I don't know. What will you investigate today? One of the homies, man, is kind of doing some content on his channel where he's like he's revisiting old cases that haven't been solved and trying to look at the evidence and seeing if he can find anything in that evidence that would support.
was overlooked or something.
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward for me to see my homie doing that, but like, it is what it is, man. Everybody got their thing, and everybody evolves through this YouTube
Right.
journey. You know what I'm saying? And it finds their lane. You know what I mean? And maybe that's his lane. So that's not the power of pussy. I keep going back to this, and that's not the power of pussy. I don't know, man.
It is. It is a powerful thing. This is look at what it does to people. I mean, it brings life and it can destroy life. I mean, a man could totally be full in love with this woman and she break his heart and then he's ruined. You know what I mean? So yeah. I mean, to that adage, yeah, it is the power of POP.
What you say? Good game for us, Saint.
Because it's a wrap, yo.
Yeah, I do got some family coming in, so I'm gonna have to get out, man. I appreciate y'all welcome me to the table.
Man, this was a dope conversation, man. I'm looking forward to doing this again. And hopefully we get, some diverse topics to talk about. Like not just like
well, maybe that's something that we can we can brainstorm in on. Like we'll like okay, say the chat doesn't offer us anything, then we have a fallback to one of our topics of discussion. You know what I'm saying?
We can ask social media,
right?
What they want to talk about. What? Your mic is off, Saint.
I just really like this. It was dope as hell. Hopefully next time we can switch some topics a little more, have a little more people in here interacting.
Right.
That'll be dope. More people with more shit to say. I like.
I don't know who Deshaun Watson is, Days. I really don't, man. But yeah, no, that's pretty much what I was just saying, Saint. Like, I'm definitely looking forward to doing this again. This was a dope vibe.
It was a great launch, I feel like.
Yeah. But yeah, man, stay tuned for Sunday because I'll be compiling that video tomorrow, and we'll be starting the roast compilation on Sundays, man. So Tuesdays and Thursdays will be these topic discussions, and Sundays will be the fun one, the roast compilation. We'll see how it goes.
Don't bring your feelings. Don't bring your feelings to the chat.
Yeah, don't bring feelings because and you might be one of the random motherfuckers I pull a picture off of social media. You know what I'm saying? So, don't bring feelings. It'll be no offense to nobody, man. Just having some good old fashioned fun. But yeah, man. And the rest of the days will be the reactions, and still be doing a few review live streams a week and shit like that. Just keeping it moving, trying to add some new content and add some interest in what we do. You know what I'm saying? So,
health and peace, everybody.
Yeah.
Like refried beans and Munster cheese. Rob's hat smell like Vaseline and a little bit of canola oil.
Motherfucker, you look like you smell like refried beans.
He just reversed what I said to Al. Peace out. Love y'all.
Health and peace, everybody.
Peace, man. Peace. Love y'all. Hey, yo, family. Before y'all go, man, in the description, there's a bunch of links. You can show some support to the channel. Check out the website, man, and the blog site. Really dope content over there. my Twitter, Insta, Gmail, donation links, merch links, all that's in the description. You want to reach out to me on Twitter about a reaction, about social media promotion, how to maybe join one of these topic discussions, whatever, man. My Twitter and my Instagram is in there. Also my Gmail, so you can reach out to me on a multitude of ways. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to support what we do, man, that donation link is in there. That merch link is in there. If you want to cop It's a Rap Yo Hood, or a coffee cup or a t-shirt or whatever, man, there's lots of stuff in there, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're about that life, man, you a fucking real one, dog. You a fucking real one. Hey, yo, but it's been fun. Until the next one. It's a wrap, yo. Peace.